Hi guys, good morning. It is Shantae here from Momentum Bookkeeping and Financial Consultants. I wanted to do my first video on budgeting. Now, when I'm not doing accounting all day, I take the time out to do our budgeting for my family. So it's me and my husband that live in our house, me and my husband and my teenage daughter, and I have a set of twins. So when I do a budget, now that my twins are basically eating people food, not baby food, and they're like 15 months, so they're practically one person, so they'll eat as much as my daughter. My daughter is a picky eater, but she doesn't have the biggest of appetites at times, but so I consider them just like one person. I count them as one person when I do my budget. They do eat sort of kind of differently, but my biggest thing, the reason why I started budgeting, it was about a year ago now. Just to kind of hop right into it, I was transitioning in between jobs, so we were down to like one income, and we were getting assistance help from the state, but we were basically like literally down to one income as far as paying our rent and stuff, and they gave us supplement for food. But it was then where I started kind of really taking this thing seriously, especially with the girls here, because this was all new to me now. You know, it's not just like 3 people, it's 3 adults and like 2 babies, and soon they'll be off of the baby food formula, and now it's time to really like evaluate your spending. And before, with spending at the grocery store, which is my biggest like mistake at times, is because I really wasn't honing on even the categories of what I was shopping for. I wasn't really being specific. I was kind of being sporadic. Even though I went in with a list, it's like, okay, did you really look at this list? Did you really plan it out? Did you really buy things to say, okay, this is going to last for this amount of time? How are you buying things? Are you buying things that can be split up so that you can have different meals for different days? Like, I wasn't thinking those things, which is very important when you're budgeting, especially for your food bill. So fast forward, the girls, got off of state assistance, started working, and it was a little intimidating, because it's like, okay, whereas I had a higher budget for a food bill, now it's really time to like budget for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, state money is given to you, you work for it, so they're giving it to you to help you in your time of need. But now it's like, all right, now this is your money. Now you have to budget this in addition to everything else, right? So I budgeted for our family expenses when we didn't have anything, okay? So I don't want to hear, people, oh, I don't have anything to budget. I don't have... Budgeting is not based off of income. Budgeting is a process. It's a process to allow you to see if your goals are realistic. It lets you see what your spending habits are. So, I mean, income is a main component, but you spending, so the expenses are the other component. So we started budgeting, and I really had to sit down and think about this thing, because I really didn't budget before. Okay, yes, my degree is in accounting, finance, but okay, sometimes you lack with taking care of your personal house, right? So, and now that I have a family, I really had to make a big change and just kind of be serious about this thing. So it started a year ago. I was budgeting, and I would literally write down everything that we spent, because I'm like, how can 2 people bring in 2 incomes and we still don't have anything to show for it? What is the problem? Where is it? What's happening here? So sometimes you have to see. I'm a visual, and I know that. I had to see it. I had to see where our spending was, where were we going wrong. And the main component of where we were going wrong was we were eating out a lot. Okay, so in addition to our eating out during the week and then eating out on the weekends, and it piles up, for 3 people to like 5 people, it piles up. So after I started analyzing and making sure that, like, listen, I can edge this, I can edge that, that's not even necessary. And whatever I did last month, okay, it's noted, I will not do that again. So it's like we started evaluating all our spending habits. And then once we did that, we found some extra wiggle room, right? The extra wiggle room then kind of allowed us to pay off the things that we needed to pay off. If, you know, Con Ed, electrical, if you're not from New York, Con Ed, you know what I mean? Like, put extra on that. And because me and my husband now currently are paid weekly, we budget based off our weekly paychecks, okay? So it's an overall look for the month, and then weekly you budget per paycheck, and that's been working for us. I started even doing the envelope system before COVID, but now it's fine. I don't I do it still. I really highly recommend it if you are worried about the amount of swipes that you're doing. If you know, if that's a problem and you want to be a cash-based budgeter, that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's really good. I feel like that whole concept takes a lot of self-control too. So you'll notice that if some people get a little happy with swiping, that cash envelope system is a great way in monitoring your daily habits and your daily spending, and I highly recommend it. I know Dave Ramsey is, like, you know, I guess the founder of it. I don't know per se if someone before him did it, but he's great. He's awesome, and a lot of the things that that I incorporate in my processes is from Dave Ramsey. So so first, I want to talk to you guys. I have my notes here, basically of of what type of budget that I do. Okay, I do a calendar budget, which, number one, the beginning of the month, I write down on a calendar first all the fixed expenses that I plan to have every month, everything that I know is reoccurring, that is automatic, probably automatic debit, or that I know that has to be made, not just regular extra spending. I'm talking about your fixed spending, whether it be rent, electrical, internet, if you have a car payment, things that are fixed, things that are just dated month to month that have to be paid. Okay, so I do that first. I mark down all of my expenses on a monthly calendar so I can see. It helps me visualize what I can see overall. Okay, and since we budget week to week, because we get paid weekly, it allows me to see, okay, this paycheck is going to cover these bills that fall on this day of the week. Okay, so that's why I start with a calendar. And then I have a spreadsheet that I'm working on now, but I have a spreadsheet that I've developed that allows me to write down my income and my expenses per paycheck, and then allows me to do a calculation formula of what's left over for the cash envelopes that I have, which could be if you're saving towards a special event, saving towards a big purchase, something that you foresee you doing in the future. So that's where the envelopes system comes in. If you prefer to do your gas, via cash, then you will make an envelope for gas. So my envelopes, after everything is paid, I kind of break down what can be put into that. Anything left over after all my cash envelopes have been allocated, the money that I have allocated to my cash envelopes, it will be then transferred to a savings account or an additional account that you have. Now, for couples that are in this together, married couples, are just couples, if you don't have a joint account, if you rather not have a joint account, I don't know, whatever the situation or whatever you choose, you can go, if you have a Chase, especially Chase, you open up another account online, and then you can have your significant other transfer you their deposit into your operating account. And if you are the operator of the finances, and then you're able to, draw from there from one account. I sometimes hear a lot of people saying that, they have two accounts, but my husband doesn't want a share account. But hey, if you want a budget, this is something that two people have to be on board with, because it takes a lot of submission on both parts. That, okay, I'm getting paid, I have to transfer all of my money to this one account. That's how it is. I mean, that's how you're going to be successful with this. If you don't want to do it that way, I mean, it's easier. I'm not going to say you won't be successful at it, but it's easier because, like me, I need to know that nothing else is being spent, because I'm factoring all that I'm anticipating to come in from my husband, and if it's not right, then it's going to throw off our whole budget. And then what I do is, after I do my weekly breakdown, I make a projection of what I potentially can be able to save for the whole month. Okay, and it's done excuse me, and it's done week by week, so it allows me to see what I'm spending for the week, what I'm bringing in, what we are putting into whatever variable spendings, whatever goals that we have to make, whatever savings, whatever donations that we're making. We can see that. But for the longest time before doing this, we couldn't see it. We couldn't even see anything. We couldn't see a clear picture of where we stood. Okay, and let's be honest, we have two twins and we're in an apartment. We need to move, so it's like we had to start thinking about our future and things that will better us. So this whole budgeting process is to help you prepare for anything that you have going on in your future that you're ready to spend. And like, people are moving, getting married, stick to your budget. Okay, budgets allow you to see what your financial spending habits are. Okay, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of consistent. Don't think of it as a lot of work, but just know that with anything, with a lot of work, with anything, good stuff comes out of it. So just know that you put your work in, you're going to get a good result. Okay, I like detail. I don't mind writing these transactions out, or just to see what we're spending, because it just helps it makes me feel comfortable. I mean, if an emergency comes, okay, you'll be able to prepare for it, like right now. Okay, to be honest, people nowadays, things are happening. My hours were cut a little bit. Okay, granted, we felt it a little bit, you know what I mean? But we weren't without. But thankfully, the budget that we had in place still allowed us to take care of what we had to take care of. But it also put in a better perspective. Okay, now it's time to start getting back on the savings track. Okay, or just to be able to be a blessing to someone else. Okay, that's what it's about. So let's have a better mindset, to just frivolously spending doesn't matter. Okay, there's so many ways and so many avenues for you to shop on a budget, buy clothes on a budget. There's so many avenues, you have no idea. So I wanted just to kind of put in everyone's spirit, let's budget for the rest of the year. It's May, and I'm sitting here going through my May budget right now, because I have May until December to make a difference in someone's life, in my own life, and just be better stewards and be just wise at spending. And my main target, I can't reiterate it enough, is my food budget. I've come a long way with my food budget. And my close friends have always told me, stop shopping there, it's too costly. And now I see it. Yes, I see it. It took me a minute, but I see it, because I used to be afraid of just the amount that you spend at one time at these big warehouse, Costco, Sam's, or BJ's, or whatever, Whole Foods, Whole food distributor places. I used to be afraid at, oh my God, but there's so much at one time. But if you think about it, it's so much at one time, you think, but each item you can be able to make numerous meals for the month. So believe it or not, even though we are a family, I say we're a family of 5 that live here in the house, but it's the girls are considered one, so it's like family of 4. But I'm feeding 3 other additional mouths, and this budget helped me so much. And whereas we would make, when I tell you, me and my husband would be at the supermarket every day. Like, people would see him in the supermarket because that would be basically his second home, because he would be in the supermarket every day, because we lived at shopping each day, each meal a day, just because we didn't know. We were like, well, got to go tomorrow, we don't know. But now we're in a position, and this had nothing to do with stimulus, okay? I don't even have that money. So it had nothing to do with a extra stimulus deposit. This was just about being, I guess, no, faithful in the process, okay? Let me tell you something. Because during the process of COVID, okay, I was blessed and didn't even know this was coming. So, so it wasn't COVID money, but it was an additional money that was given back to me, but it was for working. Hours that I worked, but we were cut short. So my job just reimbursed me for my hours, okay? So it wasn't COVID money, but it was my regular paycheck, but it would just defer it a little bit. So I had to work during COVID, still working during COVID, but there's certain days that I had to go into the office. And I mean, I would go in, and we'd be safe. It just was me and my boss, and we would go in, and, but still during that time, he's like, you know what, and then give yourself back the money that, you were owed. So that kind of propelled us and positioned us in a way to start off the momentum bookkeeping, but start off our momentum and going forward. So we were able to do we usually go to Costco once a month for all our big items, okay? But this time, this was something different. I was able to categorize each part of my spending, because now I'm thinking, all right, we have 4 weeks in this month, all right? Let's select at least 4 different types of meats, okay? Because obviously everyone knows the way Costco is bulk. So you have your meats, you have your veggies, and you have your starch. And I plan that way. And I'm praying that this is my first month of really focusing on doing this. I'm praying that that first month Costco shopping will last us until the end of the month. So yeah, so we did that, and now where we are is in a better place. Again, shopping once a month is our goal. Shopping once a month for our big items, and to know that we don't have any other food expense other than if we decide to treat ourselves to a pizza or something like that. I'm not expected to do any major food shoppings because we've done it here. And again, with this COVID season and everything else, it kind of allows people to stay in, cook home versus going out, okay? So that is basically, I just really wanted to share it all with you. Budgeting is important now. If you haven't been doing it, if you have been doing great, but I'm trying to put a mark on, I guess, the process of it all. Don't get deterred if you feel like you don't have enough to budget or your income is not enough. It's not about the income. It's basically on the process. So I was working on designing a template that I keep in my book, that this is what I do my budgeting in, and I have it separated by month, okay? And it helps me, and just so I can see everything This is my Costco bill that I did, and this is my tracker. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my tracker, and this is what I've been doing. So this just allows me to see everything on a weekly basis, a paycheck by paycheck basis. Okay, so guys, if you're doing budgeting, keep it up. It is beneficial. Don't just sit and be like, I don't have any money. You do have money. You have income. You work, right? You have income. Get it done. Get right. Get organized. Okay, it's important. Okay, it's important. We have to be more mature about us finance, just as we're trying to be mature about everything else. Okay, and God will be pleased with that, because then you'll be able to bless others and bless your church, and again, just be a light to those that are in need. Even because honestly, if you don't have it, you're not going to give. So that's what it is. But this was a pretty lengthy video. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I'm going to try to post these budgeting things on Monday, and prayerfully everyone will get on board and just try. Even if you don't have anything, try with something. Try. Don't have 2020 just dwindle away and you not try. So try to budget on something. Okay, cut something. That's what we did. Cut something. Cut a few things. You know what it is, so just cut it. So when you write these things down for the month of where your money has been, I have also where did it all go page. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I spent all my money on that. That doesn't make any sense. That's not self-control. Please, people, we have to do better. We have to do better. Okay, so this was just a quick Mom Book Budgeter Monday clip for you guys to all watch. Again, this was not planned per se, so if it sounded a little bit all over the place, I apologize. But I just wanted to get it out and let you guys know, outside of accounting that I do day to day, every day, I'm doing my own house accounting. Okay, so do your own house accounting. You don't have to be an accountant to do that. Okay, do your own house accounting. Take it seriously, and you'll find something at the end of it. It's very rewarding. So that's it. Talk to you guys soon. You can also follow me on Instagram under my company's name, mombookfc.com, at Instagram at mombookfc. Is that my IG name? I forgot. At mombookfc or Facebook, and my website. So I'm there. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have, and I'm just here to help. I'm here to just be transparent and share with you guys, because those that know me know my story and know that how I've just been all over the place. And now that God is in my season of restoration and restoring, it's like, all right, now it's time to get busy and take this serious. So that's what I'm doing. I'm being faithful with what he has given me, so that I can be a blessing to others and a blessing to my church, and also to help us prepare for our future and our legacy. So that's it. Okay, talk to you guys at another time. Be safe. Bye.